like, but still not too good either. And among the bigger losers has been Bajaj Auto as well. Not the biggest, the worst is HDFC, but Bajaj Auto down 1.3 after those numbers. Mr. S. Ravikumar, President Business Development at Bajaj Auto, has joined in. Good morning, Mr. Ravikumar. Wish you a very happy 2017. But obviously 2016 has not ended on a high note. That 17% drop in domestic sales, is that a one-off for November, December? Will January be better?
No, I think we should be very clear about this. The post demonetization, the impact has been really terrible, and honestly, we don't see any respite in that, so we are simply not able to talk about any future. We have to just see how things pan out from here.
Okay, Mr. Ravikumar, good morning. That's not a good note that you're sounding right now. What's been the feedback in terms of the biggest pain points? Is this more urban in nature, more rural in nature?
Rural certainly has been more in nature, and we should say something like almost 20% plus type of an impact has been there in the rural, and urban has played it out better. It is not as bad as rural, but the combined effect is certainly not good at all, and we have to brace with these types of changes which are coming out from the external environment, and in this point in time we can do only what all the levers that are in our control, we can play that properly, and that's what we are doing.
Okay. Mr. Ravikumar, good morning. We were just speaking with Sunil Munjal, and he did mention to us that, the decisions have been deferred or postponed, but not really cancelled. So he was optimistic that in a couple of months' time, at least there could be some return to normalcy. Would you share his view?
I would say certainly that, many people have said whatever has happened in India is there is no precedence at all, and it is so wide and it has impacted every single person in some way or the other. So I think it is better not to hazard any guesses and play it as it pans out. So honestly, many people have said we can't even project for what will happen. So and there are many economists in that, and there are many seasoned people in that. So I think honestly the thing is we are not seeing any respite at all, and we thought that things will get better in December. That is not the story, so we have to really see how it pans out going forward.
This EMI cut that will come because of a 1 percentage point fall in rates, will that be a salve?
I know it's you see, in a sense, we have this Bajaj Auto Finance vertical that I was just talking to the people there in the morning, and collections also have certainly been impacted. There are people come in because they don't even have the upfront money to pay. They are turning to finance, so finance penetration is likely to increase, but overall I think this 1% cut what you're talking about is going to be a few rupees, and it can be good for the sentiment, but the larger story is we had to put X money on the table for upfront and things like that. That is what is going to determine how we come out of this trough in the future. This will be good, but it is not enough.
The other issue for you is the way exports are also falling, and there seems to be no respite there either. It's a 27% fall that you've seen this time around in exports. How is the situation in markets like Egypt, Nigeria? Have things worsened since the last time we spoke?
I should say Nigeria retails, December used to be a good month, and this time again we did well in November in retails. We did almost 20,000 units plus in retail in Nigeria in motorcycles, another 1,300, 1,400 units in three-wheelers. But that said, I don't know whether we used to do fantastic numbers at 45,000 plus per month. At 425, 430 naira to a dollar, the entire market will have to readjust. The norms will have to be reset. So 20,000 plus is good. I hope it continues at this rate at least. That is about Nigeria. And you talked about Egypt. Egypt, again, it's through a huge readjustment phase after they changed the currency mechanism. And we thought, honestly, the market was already trading at about 14.5 to a dollar when the official rate was around 8.8 or 9. And we thought after this adjustment, it may settle somewhere around 16. Today it is at 20. So that again has not been so good. So we have to brace with all these things. Honestly, whatever is imposed from outside, this is the story. But we will keep focus on products. We'll keep focus on cost. We'll keep focus on realizations, profitability, and BS4 upgrading, and new products, and all that. And we hope that we'll be better off. And coming back to domestic a bit, I'm told that very early, we have still not got the numbers, but we are told that the industry, domestic two-wheeler motorcycle industry will shrink by almost about 25%. That is our rough estimate today for the month of December as compared to last December. And domestic motorcycles, we are at minus 11%. That we would like to believe is basically because of our recent good products. Domina has started production. We have produced more than about 1,000 units in the last couple of weeks of this December. And going forwards, I think the product action and the internal actions will stand us in good stead.
I take that point, Mr. Ravikumar, but I tell you something, the market is reacting to what you're saying, and the stock is now down about 2%. What's the feedback? Is this a demand destruction going through, or is it more of a demand disruption? Is there still latent demand which will come back and compensate as we move forward, or do you think this will be the new normal?
In India, certainly, I don't think it is certainly not going to be a new normal as far as India is concerned. India, the basic underlying economic activity is quite in place. The disruption that has happened because of demonetization, that how it will come back is something which we have to see. And there are both sides of the coin. Like there are a lot of positives and there are also a lot of negatives. So how it will balance out? We don't have any precedents in this type of an aspect to fall back upon as far as prior experience of any country is concerned. So I think we'll be setting precedents in the first time, and when we do that, we have to see how it pans out.
Just one more question, if you can help us with some feedback. Last time when we spoke to Eric Vass, he said that the inquiry conversion to sales ratio has fallen quite a bit. Earlier it used to be 60-65%. Now post demonetization it's fallen to about 50 to 52%. Have you seen any worsening, a further worsening of the inquiry conversion to sales?
I would say that between November and December things have been pretty much the same. We have seen a marginal uptick in urban. We are told again in terms of collections in our NBFC, there's been a very, very marginal uptick there. But these are just a few numbers and a few minor percentage points. So there is no specific trend. Things have not further worsened, certainly, and things have not further brightened either.
On that mild optimism, the only mild optimism I noticed in your conversation, Mr. Ravikumar. Thank you very much for joining us. We do hope 2017 will be much